I'm Allison. I coach real people to do intentional fitness without living inside of the gym and trading their identity for fitness. We're all just trying to be out here, get some muscles, get in the gym, and get out. And if you're those people, I am so happy you're here, and I am talking directly to you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to read tempo and how to count reps at the same time you're reading that tempo. What is tempo? Tempo is how quickly or how slowly you're going to control a movement. It is the four numbers after the at symbol when we're looking at our prescription of what we're doing for that exercise, right? So you're going to see at 30x1, we're going to see reps, so 6 to 8 for 3 sets, rest 2 minutes, okay? So that's the full description. I'm going to tell you all about how to read tempo from left to right. But before I do that, hit the like button and maybe even comment. Let me know what the nastiest tempo is you've ever done or a coach has given you. Because I'll be honest, sometimes I think my coach was intentionally trying to break me with some of the tempo that they prescribed. Let's get into it. Tempo is always written with an at symbol, 30x1, for example, okay? It's always an at symbol and 4 numbers. The first number is going to be the eccentric. So when we're talking about a squat, it's going to be how slow do I need to move on the way down? If we're talking about a deadlift, it's how slow am I going to lower the bar? If I'm talking about a pull-up, how slow I'm going to lower myself from the top of the pull-up bar. The second number is the pause at the bottom. So if I'm doing a squat, I'm going to lower myself down. Then I'm going to hold whatever that number is at the bottom. For a deadlift, it would be the rest on the floor. So like maybe a chance to reset that rep. For a pull-up, it's going to be that bottom position, right? So I've lowered myself down. What's the pause at the bottom? The third number is the up. So how quickly do I need to stand up? How quickly do I need to bring the bar up? How quickly do I need to pull myself over the bar? And oftentimes when you see the number X in this position, it just means move fast, right? Move with intention. Don't try to do some like, if you're having to like really work yourself up there, probably not the weight you should be using. We want a quick movement when you see an X in that position. The fourth number is the pause at the top. For my squat, for example, that's the breath I take after I've stood up. For my deadlift, it's the pause after I've locked out at the top of the movement. And for my pull-up, it's the pause at the top of my chin over the bar. So when we're reading this, it is always read eccentric or the downward portion of the movement. The second number is the pause at the bottom. The third number is the up portion of the movement. And the fourth number is the pause at the top. So we go around this tempo as we're doing these reps, right? So if I have 30x1 for a squat, for example, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. There's 0 second pause at the bottom. So I'm going to stand up quickly because we have that X in the third position. And then I'm going to take a quick breath at the top, which is that 1 second, and then lower myself back down. What I don't want you to do is get confused with a deadlift or a pull-up because the first motion of those movements is an up. Don't sweat it, okay? Take a deep breath. I know that the tempo is read with the lowering movement first, all right? You got 2 options here. Number 1, you can lower yourself down, right? I can just jump up and then start with the lowering myself down with the pull up. I can pull the bar up. I can just start with that third or that first number to lower myself down to the ground. Or you can just simply start with a third number in the tempo, right? So if I'm doing 30x1 for a pull up, my first motion is to get my chin over the bar, right? So what I'm going to do first is just look at the X on the way up, hold for 1 second at the top, and then lower myself down for 3 seconds to the bottom. Now, how do you count tempo and do the reps at the same time? I always start with the first number of the eccentric. So if I'm counting my squats, for example, right, and I'm counting that tempo at 30x1, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 2, 3, up, 3, 2, 3, up. So I always use the first number in the eccentric to kind of keep track of where my reps are at so that you don't get lost in the process of trying to do the movement, trying to count the reps, and trying to count the tempo at the same time. If you want to be really neurotic about it or want to make sure you're doing it accurately, you can use things like a metronome or keep your eye on a clock that runs in seconds to keep track, to make sure that you're not counting too fast or too slow while you're doing that tempo. So to summarize all this up, the 4 numbers after the @ symbol matter. You should care and you should practice them. We don't expect perfection. I do not expect you to get it right on the first time, but I do expect you to have a little bit of effort and use a little bit of brain power to figure it out, because the benefits of learning, understanding, and applying tempo will far outweigh the frustration you have trying to figure it out in the moment. Okay? I believe in you. I know you can do it. Do your tempo. Okay? Just like I need you to eat your vegetables, just like I need you to drink your water, I also need you to do your tempo. Love you, mean it.